watching my phone, waiting for it to ring. Oh man, where we at? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. There we go. I'm there, right? I hope you okay. Yeah, man. Okay. Let me get myself together, okay? I just wanna let this play, just a little bit. I don't even know you can hear it. You're probably on YouTube, you can't even hear this. So we're gonna stop it right now. That's fine. We'll do that. What up? How y'all doing? How you feeling out there, man? It's me. I'm Cam from the port. Thank you for tuning in. All right. I'm hoping I can be heard here because it's important that we talk. It's important that we talk. Before we talk, made in the 1980s. Made in the 1980s. That is the podcast that if you're on YouTube, if you're listening on YouTube, watching on YouTube, Saturdays. The videos drop on Saturdays. This week's episode, Dipset Over. Check it out. It's a follow-up. It's a part 2 of Dipset Bitch, which dropped 2 months ago, maybe now. Yeah, we working a lot. Before I got on live and I was reading, watching, and doing my due diligence, making sure I don't just get on here and talk because I got lips. I was playing a little Snoop Dogg, play a little Chrisette Michelle. That's for y'all. I want to get into the mind frame that's appropriate for what I got to say tonight. So, in true fashion, man, optics, what we see and what we know, not necessarily going hand in hand again. 100%. And I'm not here to tell anybody to be upset, not be upset. I don't know it. Sometimes the way in which a lot of you get up in arms about celebrities and their decisions to make while not being in their tax bracket, it does kind of just throws me for a loop, man. I don't be really knowing what to say. I really don't. But I'm going to make an attempt at hopefully talking to you, answering some questions, and just giving you some information that maybe you can use. Maybe you can use before you get your keyboard warrior thumbs and fingers going in a frenzy, and before you decide that you're gonna quote cancel artist, because we all know how that works, right? Okay, so get home instantly. Had an idea. It's more of a culture-driven conversation, but no. Wife stops me in my tracks, says that, wait, you're not going to talk about Snoop? You're not going to talk about him being at the inauguration in Cryptoball? I'm like, wait, what? Because a Saturday evening, I had no idea that inaugurations were happening at Friday nights or Saturday evenings. So again, we just get right to the Googles. And you know what? You know what I found out when I got on Google? Just immediately, when you type in Inauguration Day 2025, you know what it says? January 20th, 2025. That's what it says. The inauguration is January 20th, 2025. So now I begin to laugh and be disappointed in many of you out there, some that I know and some that I don't, that you're trying to tell me that on a Saturday evening that Snoop Dogg and Rick Ross showed up at the inauguration. That's what you're online saying. You're saying these things. You're in your group chat saying these things. You're on comment threads and you're saying this. You're saying this. You're saying that Snoop is at the inauguration and it has not happened yet. You know what the recent news about the actual inauguration is? How it's going to be indoors because it's going to be too cold to be outside. That's the breaking news for the inauguration. Well, that and y'all putting like Grand Dragon robes on Carrie Underwood. Y'all kind of wild for that. But that's, hey, I'll let white people handle white people business. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. But it was important for me to do that because as I looked around, I see so many people that look like Snoop ready to bury Snoop and shun him from our delegation, from hip hop, from everything, because he showed up and performed at the Cryptoball. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. So I had to do some research. I had to do some more research. The one bar that I need is the inauguration is January 20th of 2025. So that means it's this coming Monday, which makes sense because I've always thought it was like the second or third Monday of January. But just in case it wasn't, I had to check myself. Who was this one to interview? Tina Renee wants to interview. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna say yes off the rip. Let's talk. Let's talk. But right now we about to talk a little music, okay? Let's see here. Cryptoball. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what it really means. Okay. For those of you that are treating it like as the equivalent to like the Atlanta birthday bash kickoff, you're wrong. You're just wrong, right? If you think this is, like the pre-party before the Tom Joyner cruise, or like this is something that happens before or during like One Fest, it's not quite the same thing. So just relax when you're trying to characterly assassinate a lot of our prominent figures or just wealth earners and wealth builders within the Black delegation. That's just important to do. Because I had to, and I'm going to read verbatim, and I got this from CNN, okay? I didn't get this from, Nene's Instagram or TikTok, you know what I'm saying? I got this from CNN. And it says right here, right? The Cryptoball was organized to celebrate Trump's support for cryptocurrency and his pledge to integrate Bitcoin and other digital assets into the country's financial system. Okay. So I get the issue at the surface level, right? Because we have been conditioned, especially over the last 12 years now, because he didn't serve for 8 years straight, for about 12 years, maybe even longer, if you go back deep into Obama's administration. So that's all the way back to 08, right? We have been conditioned to believe that everything that Trump shows up to is a Klan rally. It's the super MAGA event. It's the MAGA men, like Avengers type of function. And I do understand that. So I'm not going to be blind to that. Okay. But I think the context of the Cryptoball is what's really important here. Again, the Cryptoball was organized to celebrate Trump's support for cryptocurrency and his pledge to integrate Bitcoin and other digital assets into the country's financial systems. Why is that important? Well, two reasons. One, because this is also where Trump unveiled his Trump coin. Something that if you've been around me and we've been talking like off camera, off mic, and just like in real life, I told y'all this was about to happen. I told y'all Trump is going to figure out a way to get in this cryptocurrency game, and it's about to get real. Why did I think that? Well, because his buddy is Elon Musk, and Elon spent most of the pandemic psyching everybody's minds out, talking about crypto coins, and every time he would say something about Dogecoin, it would shoot up by $1 million. and then he'd say something about it, and then people would sell $1 million worth of Bitcoin. I mean, Dogecoin and Shiba Inu coins and all these other coins. So he's been manipulating just the thought process alone of cryptocurrency, and that's Trump's mans. They're in this together. Now, what are they into together? The act of building digital currency and everything that is connecting the metaverse with the US dollar. Now we've got Zucks involved because that's why his company is called Meta. Meta, along with the those Oculuses and all of these other platforms and softwares and coins, all this stuff is all linked together because wealthy people are building an alternate world and using their own money in it. That should be the highlight of this. That should be the highlight of this. So that's number one. Number two, my number two thing that you should be concerned about, or why this whole crypto ball is a thing and why it's important and the optics and all that. Well, number two is specifically, Republican leaders have been embracing cryptocurrency. And the leaders of the Republican Party and their voters have been using it to get wealthy. And at the exact same time, and seeing if you remember, if you just rewind back just a little bit, just 4 years, just rewind back. Specifically, Joe Biden, one of the first things he tried doing was trying to regulate and tax cryptocurrency. That's what he was literally trying to do, with no real reason other than, a lot of what? Millennials, zillennials, black and brown people, and just people that were aware, like the people that listen to Nipsey Hussle, like we were starting to get rich. We were starting to build wealth. And now all of a sudden, he felt, we should just start taxing that. That sucks. Because you, at the same time, he wanted to tax and regulate these things, but yet you can't go spend your cryptocurrency in H&M. You can't use it at Target. You can only use it inside the metaverse and the crypto space. That's where you can use it. But yet he wants to not only tax your US dollars, but he wants to tax your crypto dollar as well. That's what he was literally trying to do. So the importance of that, when we look back at this crypto ball situation, is that Trump, as a president of the United States, because he will be, he's the president-elect, and it's going to happen on Monday, guys. It did not happen last night. It happened on Monday. He can't get sworn until Monday. It will be endorsed. Okay? But it is actually a great sign that he is willing to embrace cryptocurrency and even join in the process. Because, and this is just for the MAGA fans out there, if y'all think he got as much money as he say he do, and you think he's such a great businessman, and he's done so many great things for like the economy that you swear he did, if you swear he did that, and if you swear that you was getting the bag and you was getting to the money when he was in office the last time, then you should be thanking your lucky stars that he's in cryptocurrency. And you need to buy some of this. Because now, do you think that him and Elon and Zucks and Bezos are all like the crypto Avengers now? Do you think they're going to let this fail? You think they're going to leave with less money now that they're in on this with their own coin? Now Elon doesn't need a coin. See, I thought the play was going to be Elon's coin too, and maybe, well, we got 4 years, so we'll see. We'll see. But if there's an Amazon coin, if there's a Meta coin, if there's a Tesla coin and the Trump coin, you should not be surprised. None of that should be a shock to you now, especially with the launch of this crypto ball. That's what you really should be worried about. But let's let's go surface level. Let's talk about the rappers. She wanna fuck all the rappers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ty Dolla $ign and Chris Brown. Um, Snoop Dogg. Why would Snoop Dogg be at the Crypto Ball? So now this is one of those. Well, it apparently has to be one of those if you know type of things. Um, if you all were aware, once the Bitcoin boom happened, and everybody was like, "Dang, I officially missed out." And that was when it was at what, $1,000 per coin. Snoop was in the space. Uh, Snoop was in the NFT space first. That's where he started. And when Snoop started there, his NFTs were dominating and dominating unconsciously. Some people didn't even know what they were investing in when they were doing NFTs. They just know that crypto punks were the top dogs. And I want to say, and feel free to fact check me on this, I believe Snoop collaborated with the crypto punks to make his own Snoop Dogg NFTs. And from there, his NFTs, because hey, name and likeness matters, and he was one of the first people in the space. Now, this is with respect to Nipsey Hussle, because to be real, the first time I heard about NFTs and cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, it was through Nipsey Hussle. That's the first time I heard it. I did not hear anybody in the hip hop sector or the black delegation talking about anything uh, cryptocurrency related. The only reason why I missed out on it, because one, I was real broke then. I had $3.89 in my account sometimes when he was talking about it. One, and then two, I had no idea where to purchase it and how. He was talking about how he was using cryptocurrencies in Amsterdam to pay for his whole trip. Nipsey was doing that. Now granted, now look at this. Now, Nipsey died in 2018. He was murdered in 2018. Think about how long ago he was actually using cryptocurrency to just travel. Just think about that. Now, Snoop, because Snoop and Nipsey had a relationship. Snoop probably did the due diligence, had some people get him in contact with the crypto punks. And when he created his NFT, the Snoop Dogg NFTs, Snoop became the first multimillionaire that we could put a face on that we cared about. It was no longer about Jared in Connecticut that had came up, and how Matthew and the guys and Kyle and Troy in Silicon Valley, how they did it. No, Snoop Dogg, who's already the most famous rapper in the world, the most recognizable rapper in the world, one of the richest, 100 millionaire easily. It then became about how he just made another, I think it was reported like 7 million. Boom, just like that, 7 million Snoop made in the NFT space. And that was now 5 or 6 years ago, easily. No, shoot, it's 2025. That was, yeah, no, it still might have been 5, 6 years ago. So that's one. Then what was the next thing he did? After the NFT kicked off, Snoop Dogg started making a purchase of Death Row and a lot of its catalog and a lot of rare items to be found, um, or that were just always under wraps. Now, this is around the time when Suge goes to jail, right? Snoop then takes all of that content and puts it in the metaverse. And upon putting it in the metaverse, he has now monetized and monopolized. It was almost like a hip hop museum that existed. And this is when y'all went out and bought those Oculuses. So this is at the same time. And made even more money in the space. Now, has the NFT fell off the map? Oh yeah, completely. completely. But the money's been made. Sorry. Sorry, your NFT is worthless now. And that's only right now. Who knows? We may have a string of 4 years where these NFTs become more valuable than ever. Why? Because the president is now endorsing and launching his own crypto coin. That's why. So, for me, with just that little bit of information, I'll let y'all do the rest of the due diligence on your own. With just that information alone, Snoop Dogg is at the crypto ball because he's probably the richest famous person you know from cryptocurrency. And that's even counting Nas, who invested in Coinbase. See, we don't necessarily get privy to a lot of information. They just feed us surface level in headlines. Nas and Snoop Dogg have been two of the people that have been taking the approach to cryptocurrency like real businessmen. Snoop from the consumer space, selling you the NFTs, booking you and letting you hear music and see pictures and exclusive things in the metaverse. And then Nas investing in a platform for it to be traded and sold and bought and sold on. Yes, Coinbase. Coinbase's one of Coinbase's biggest angel investors is Nasir Jones from Queens, New York. My favorite rapper of all time. So, Snoop has more right to be at the crypto ball than Donald Trump, if we're being real. If we're being 1000% real. Matter of fact, if you really want to get mad, you should probably blame Snoop for being so successful at this while shitting on Trump, because that probably made him want to get his coin out even more. Just to spite him. That possibly could be it. So Snoop being at the crypto ball, no matter what's being launched, to be honest with y'all, no matter what's being launched, Snoop has literally earned a spot to be at the crypto ball. He should have been speaking at it, to be honest with you, because he's one of the very few people, recognizable people, that have made the investment into it in two different sectors and has seen millions as a residual, as a recoup, as a like, hey, I've put into this sector and I've gotten this out of it. I have no idea what Snoop's stock portfolio looks like, but I know exactly what his crypto portfolio looks like because it was publicized through Yahoo Finance too. Y'all can look up this information. Rick Ross. Why was Rick Ross there? Well, Rick Ross, if you've been catching some of his interviews over the last 5 or 6 years, he's been curious about how cryptocurrency works. He was like, yeah, people keep telling me, oh, get into cryptocurrency. But how do I spend it today? What does it mean for me to put $100,000 in cryptocurrency? And this is one of the few times where I thought Rick Ross was doing something pretty brilliant. He was like, hey, I got money and y'all telling me do this. Okay, how? Don't just tell me put my money over here. Like, what can I spend it on? What can I use it for? How does this money multiply? How do I get more money out of it? These are the kind of questions that Rick Ross has been asking for 5 or 6 years. So him being at the crypto ball makes perfect sense to me. Soulja Boy, hey, look, Soulja Boy likes to be the first. And even though he ain't the first, he always seems to get himself into a lot of tech spaces. But again, why should he not? Soulja Boy is the reason why a lot of y'all get online and dance and do songs in hopes of going viral because he did it literally 20 years ago. Yeah. That was 20 years ago. Yeah. So now even y'all old. You was out there Superman and when you was 15. Yeah, now you're 35. Yeah. It's just the facts. So that makes sense to me. He's been for everything negative or bad or funny that you can say about Soulja Boy. One thing about him is though he does seem to be a tech head in some aspects. So him being there, it makes sense to me. Nelly. Now look, Nelly just be popping up just randomly. Nelly is just a really rich black person that just be showing up places. And usually really rich black people that show up places just end up with more money. And you know he's cool with everybody I just named. He got songs, I think, with everybody that's been named tonight. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite songs off Rhythm and Gangster has a Nelly on it. Here I Am, Rick Ross, AV Storm, Nelly. That's a joint. That's a bop. So, you know, I get it. I do. And I don't want to act like I don't get it. Y'all see Trump's name attached to something, and you have been conditioned to think, oh man, black people will not win, prosper, or we selling out every time we've seen this. And unfortunately, we've done a very good job of painting that picture within ourselves for each other. But here's the real deal. He the president again. And instead of you getting emotional and you talking about what you not going to support because you black and you against this or whatever, don't end up broke in the process. You know, listen, y'all. Genocide and racism and slave labor built the country. Racism is no better or worse with Trump in or out of office. Regardless of what we say, look, this ain't the 60s. This ain't the 50s or 60s. I've never been hit with a fire hose. I've never been chased by dogs with the police letting them loose on me. I've never done, you know what I'm saying? I've never done that. I've been blessed and fortunate enough to never have had a violent altercation with any law enforcement. And even though those things are still very real, racism is super real. It is. And you know what? It's part of American fabric. It's not going anywhere. If you want racism to leave, then we need all our grandparents to die. And some of our parents. And a couple of y'all brothers and sisters. Some of them gotta go too. You know what I'm saying? But it's just not realistic. Ending racism, no matter who's the president, is not going to it's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna be realistic. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be realistic. That's not gonna happen. I'm at peace with that. And even though I do appreciate overt racism, tell me you hate niggers. I'm fine with that. Because I don't like you either, Ben. You know. But here's the real deal though. You better be about the education of money. You better be wanting to learn about money, the different avenues of money, how these people are using their money to get more money, because that is going to be the game. While many of you are being flooded with race and DEI and all this stuff, all of a sudden you realize the average salary in the US is not enough to live in any metropolitan area. You know, whether the number is 37,500, whether the number is 45,000 a year, no matter what it is, you can see with rent and even the non-top 10 cities being 12, 14, 1600, 2000, you can see that a lot of people don't make enough, not let alone to live by themselves, but even to live and have a family. So that's why your focus better be on getting more money. It should be. because hey, even for a $400,000 house, which the median, I think we're approaching the median cost of a house is 400,000. That means at 20%, you need at least $80,000 to put down on a new house, or or just your house. You need at least 80,000, and that ain't including closing costs. That's just 20% of 400. You got $80,000. You got 60. You got $20,000. And that's where our focus should be. That's where it should be. I listen again, I am not trying to cape or cap. And I'm not here like, because I did not vote for dude. I did it. But I'm not here to get up in arms about people that have invested and made millions in cryptocurrency going to the launch party for another cryptocurrency coin, even if it's for a person you don't like or you don't respect or whatever. This is what you really should be looking at is from a class perspective and not a race perspective. That's how I'm choosing to see the world. And you can thank DT45 for all of that. He's the reason why I'm starting to look at America differently, and I don't think it's great. I do not, especially with the way, just even alone, just the way that we America treats our elders. Have you seen many just older Americans retiring and looking comfortable? So y'all trying to bog me down with race, man. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. There's just too much other stuff going out of here because we'll all be under viaducts with beans and noodles if we are not paying attention to what really matters out here. That is just the reality. Um, so I get it. Y'all want to treat the crypto ball like the inauguration kickoff, then so be it. Then so be it. Because I mean, hey, look, at the end of the day, he did launch his coin there. And it was at a semi-private event. But what you should be concerned about is that, wow, look how much money got made within that room and why we're not in the room. And then not only were you not in the room, you're more mad about the people in the room than trying to figure out how to get the information in the room. Make it make sense. Because in that aspect, y'all done watching Laker games? It's at the crypto arena now. You done? You want to hear no more about it? You think all the black and brown people that have seen success from Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum and Doge and Shiba Inu, you think all those people are about to sell their coins just because Trump got one now? You think it's going to happen? Get on the green team, man. I'm not even gonna bore y'all with this too much. I'm not gonna talk too much more, man. We're gonna get back to some really like detailed music conversation, but I had to say that because hey, look, I was just on the live. I missed Snoop phone call. I still want the phone call. Okay. I am not canceling Snoop. Y'all get out of here. I never canceled Chrisette Michelle. Y'all went buying her albums, no way. Y'all really went buying her music, and that's really what it is. So there was a lot of heat, it's a lot of flack, and she was actually performing at the actual inauguration. So then that is still different, and that is different. But hey, look, y'all believe that Jello Ball getting $13 million while and he's getting a lucrative deal that's going to benefit him when Kanye West is independent. because the exact same label, Def Jam, wasn't doing right by him financially, per his words. But y'all believe in that? Start believing in ways to make money while you sleep. Start believing in ways to make money on top of the money um, that you already see or just can stash aside. Because hey, look, you know what? What if, old Trump 45, what instead of those stimmies, what if he don't give you the stimmy butlers and he start giving y'all 100 coins? Then what y'all gonna do? You ain't gonna take them? Hey, look, if you're not gonna take your coins, then send them to me. I'll send you my Venmo. It'll go up. Beware. Be conscious. See something greater than race as you navigate these next 4 years. You better see wealth. See wealth in your sights. This is probably going to be one of the best times in our lives to start businesses, make investments in tech specifically. And if you do not do it, keep your broke ass away from me. Respectfully. That's all I got. Y'all be safe out there. Um, I'm not boycotting Snoop. I'm not slandering Snoop. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not doing none of that. Sorry. Do that on your own time. I'm gonna figure out when his next crypto move is made so I can capitalize off of that. As well as what's going to happen with the rest of these, because Bitcoin, hey, look, I don't have 20, 50, $100,000 for one coin, but as this space grows within this next 4 years, I will be on watch. And then I hope you will too. Don't get mad, get money. All right. Be safe out there. Times are hard. People ain't got it. And some people will take yours. Another reason why you need to be concerned about getting this money over anything. Until next time, just know that always and consensually, it's love.